Oh my God. I had the greatest question this week from one of my clients. We work in Pure Joy, as you know, to start building our capacity to stay with intensity, energetically intense feelings that generate a lot of intense energy. And she asked me, she said, how do I love this feeling when I actually hate it? And it's such a good question, right? So remember, loving feelings or hating feelings is learned. Now, you can imagine a newborn baby coming out and they are just losing it because they're hungry and they're crying and they're screaming. They don't actually know that they're having a feeling and that they should hate that feeling or like that feeling. That is all learned. You're taught that. And you're trained to like certain feelings because when you have those feelings, you behave in certain ways. Remember, those feelings drive your behavior. And then when you act that way, then you get a smile from your mama, your daddy, or whoever, and they're so open and they're available and they give you something. So you go, ooh, you start to, relate in a very young way. You go, oh, I like this feeling. And then let's say you want something and you are really strongly invested in it. And so you're not so loving, you're not so sweet, you're not so comfortable. Like you're just like, give it to me, or you're not the boss of me, or I hate you, or whatever comes out, because the intensity of the feeling drives, that desire drives the behavior. And so let's say you act that way and you get this stern look on your parents' face and they withdraw love or they come after you and they punish you and they tell you that you're bad and you're wrong and you cannot act like that. Okay, what begins to happen when those sensations and that intensity arises? And they also tell you that, they start naming your feelings. And then those feelings, when they come up, because they're really sensations, they're really energy. So when energy comes up, coming toward a desire and it gets labeled as a feeling like inside of you, like you're feeling angry, you're feeling aggressive, you're feeling powerless. All of those were trained, those were taught, there were names that were given to energy that someone outside thought was good energy or bad energy. And so, of course, you start to hate when certain energy arises inside of you, especially when a big desire comes up. So then you start that process of trying to repress that energy, trying to get rid of it. That's the main thing where we go wrong, I think, and or in all the techniques and all we do. It's like we're trying to get rid of energy and it's not possible. And remember, energy is not good or bad. It's just energy. Now, we'll use the metaphor before. I think I've used it here. If you have an electrical cord and it's not grounded, it can be dangerous. The electricity is going all over the place, and if somebody touches it, they could get electrocuted. So, energy that is not grounded can be dangerous, but it's not bad energy. It's just energy that is not going into the ground. And when we can support ourselves in grounding our energy and support our children, then we can start utilizing that energy to get what we want, to move toward our desire, which we talked about last week, is our desire to feel good. So then once we have use of our energy, we're not repressing it or we're not acting it out. We have use of that energy because we built the capacity to be with it and to ground it. Then we use that energy to take our next step and our next step and our next step toward what we desire. And unfortunately, though, in parenting, we really want to get rid of certain energy. And that's what she was saying, well, how can I love this energy when I hate it? Well, the truth is, she was taught to hate that energy because of the consequence of it. When little ones have such big energy, when you had such big energy and you could not contain it, Of course, you were looking for something else how to ground that energy into. You didn't really know you were acting bad or you were hurting someone or whatever they tell you. You weren't. You were just a live wire. Your wire was just wild and it was literally so charged and it just wasn't contained. It wasn't directed. It wasn't supported. So then, yeah, when you hit your parent, like we talked about last week, that little hot potato, and that activated their wild energy that they weren't grounding, then yes, it feels emotionally dangerous to everyone in the situation. So take a deep breath, take heart. All energy is good, especially that energy that you hate. So if you hate a feeling, see if you can drop feeling, go into the sensations in your body. See if you can be with those sensations and then see if you could tap into it just being energy. And ask yourself, am I grounding that energy or am I trying to repress it, get rid of it, avoid it? Whew, we all have our master strategies. I'm a master strategy of avoiding, right? If energy feels too intense, I just want to move over to the left and go to something else because it feels so intense sometimes to meet that energy, to contain that energy, and to actually become productive with that energy. And that's what we're all seeking, to utilize that energy for us instead of against us. All right, lovies, if you're interested in hanging out with me more or Pure Joy, check in, go to the website. You can check into the offerings there. I have small care groups that I lead, and you can come and join in there. Jessica, one of the Pure Joy parent coaches, is leading a parenting pause course right now. We'll be leading more in the fall. And we have a new Pure Joy parent coach training going on. It'll be our 5th one. They are so outrageous. Even if you don't want to be a parent coach, I'm telling you, 8 months of hanging in that energy of Pure Joy. So many people have said it has profoundly changed their life, their families, because they've released so much of the unresolved energy so their brilliance can shine out into the world. And that's what we're needing right now. That's what we all have. So let's keep resolving that energy, those stuck places, those hot potatoes. Start to wake up our life force and shine our lights. Thank you for listening to this episode of Parenting Paused. If you enjoyed the episode, do me a favor and share it with your mama friends. You can also leave a review wherever you listen, which will support getting the Pure Joy message out. Come on over to the Pure Joy Parenting Practice Facebook page or join me on Instagram to hear more. And don't forget to download your free copy of the Safe Seek course on the Pure Joy website. And while there, check out the offerings page to go deeper in the Pure Joy work.